Welcome to People and Peloton, the SD Worx podcast where cycling and business come together. In every episode, we put two conversations next to each other, one from the boardroom and one from the Peloton. And together we'll discover their similarities and what both can learn from each other. At the end of this episode, you will have discovered what it takes to translate teamwork, ownership, and team dynamics from the world of cycling to that of your own. We'll even give you a push in the right direction. And, of course, you'll find out how this heroic Milan-San Remo story ends. And today, we're joined by two guests who live and breathe this reality every day. Ellen Claes, People Director at SD Worx, works closely with teams going through transformation and knows how culture, trust, and psychological safety shape performance. And Danny Stam, Sport Director at Team SD Worx-Protime, who manages the dynamics of elite performance, who takes the lead, who supports, and how a team accelerates together at exactly the right moment.
Yeah, it was the first time, I think, in 20 years that it was again for us. So nobody knew exactly what to expect from it. But of course, with the team, we made a plan on forehand in our team meeting. And it was for me to try to survive the climbs, and especially Cipressa and Poggio. And that worked out pretty good. In the team meeting, we said already that also Lotte was free to follow attacks and do what she wanted until the top of the Poggio. And then we would see if I was still there. And that was the case. So naturally, she directly responded to right in front. And that's also the rider that she is. And that shows also our team strength, that we know what to do in certain situations to go for the win. But it was I think a really nice final to watch also. Yeah, I would say we still had like a right corner close to the finish, and Lotte took it so fast that I was like, I don't know if we can hold the corner even. So that's the moment that you also know that the chance is big that we go for a sprint. And I was actually looking also to the signs next to the road how far it still was to the finish line, because this is a sprint that you don't want to start too early. And then I felt Marianne, or I didn't know at that point which rider it was, but it was at the end Marianne Vos starting her sprint, and I tried to follow and to be faster.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is quite an introduction.
Absolutely.
Yes. Impressive.
Ellen and Danny, thank you so much for being here. Danny, if I may start with you, we just heard the heroic San Remo story. Could you maybe walk us through it, because you lived it?
Yes, the Milan-San Remo was actually the first race this year, last year in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time we had the Milan-San Remo. So we had actually two ladies would want to win this race, Lotte Kopecky and Lorena Wiebes.
Mm-hmm.
So we jumped in a lot of scenarios what could happen during the race. And our main goal was, of course, win the race with the team, with Team SD Worx to finish it. And we give Lotte actually the freedom to attack on the Poggio, on the last climb. And we should look if she was alone, or that, when she was not alone, she was not allowed to continue, and then we should go for the sprint for Lorena, because we have with Lorena one of the fastest sprinters in the world. So we arrive at the Poggio, and I think the speed was that high that there was no chance to attack, and then we come on the bottom from the Poggio. Excuses. And there was an attack from an Italian rider, and on that moment it was up to our team to make a decision, to close it or to let it go. And then Lotte take the initiative to close the gap and lead out Lorena to the victory in this sprint.
But can you prepare for a moment like that? Because as a spectator, I think we sometimes wonder how many percentage of this is in the moment and how many percentage is confidence, because we talked about this exact moment with our coach.
Yeah, so specific is it not possible because you don't know what the strategy is from all the other riders, of course. But yeah, on the pod show there will be attacks, and we also know that if we are on the bottom, that it's up to our team to take the lead in this job. And I think then you see also the great experience and the strong mind from Lotte Kopecky to close it on that moment and just to say, okay, the most important is that the teams wins and I must let go my own chances, but I know we have somebody who can finish this.
And give them the confidence to be that high-performing team, of course, that they need to be. Yeah,
exactly. And you cannot exactly know where they attack, but I think, also with the experience we have as team, we know more or less where they go.
Ellen, talking about high-performance teams, where does that begin in an organization? What's your view on that?
For me, it begins with who do you want to be as an organization? What's your culture? And creating the right framework where people can really work together as a team. And at SD Worx as a company, we really cherish that. We make it happen. We make it all together happen. We make it works, actually. So that's for me the first part. And of course, then you start looking for talent who can also work in such an environment and where we can stimulate that teamwork by giving ownership and by getting people on board in our story, in our growth story.
I like that one because that brings us to something that is both in cycling and business very true. That is the right person in the right place, in the right job, in the right moment.
Yeah,
that's part of building a high-performance team and to discover the qualities of each one and then giving them the confidence that that's where they should focus on.
They should be. Yeah,
they should be.
Indeed. And for me, that's a little bit based on strengths. Which strengths do you have in a team? And they are different. And how can you bring them all together and get a nice synergy out of it and make it work in the end?
Ellen, could you maybe give us a similar moment from your experience? A team maybe in transformation or under high pressure. What went wrong? What did you change? Where can you make a comparison?
Well, actually, the company we are today, we are a fast-growing company. We are a very ambitious company as well. So it means sometimes you really get stretched goals, and you have to deliver in a very short time frame. And a few months ago, we got a really big challenge in our talent acquisition team where we had to find niche profiles in a very short time frame, a big amount. And there, actually, teamwork was crucial to make the difference in the sense of the dedicated team was not able to deliver because they didn't have all enough tools and enough, processes and so on. So there we put some other teams and together. So we started working in a cross international team to help each other. Team. Exactly, to help each other out in terms of experience, in terms of tools, processes, and everything was which is surrounded. So it's for me also being agile and having the agility to act upon changes. Which can happen very quickly, and to be able to work together as a team on that side.
Danny, when a team is under high pressure, what's the biggest risk?
Being afraid to fail, maybe. The point what we have also a little bit is that every race we have mostly 6 different persons, what we need to make working together, and how bigger the race is, how bigger the stress to win is, let's say it like that. And what is the...
And they lose sight of the team? Is that a risk?
No, not really, because I think everybody knows his strength in the team and everybody knows what is his job. That was all why they are selected in our group. So that's not the most, point that we can fail. I mean, you can fail because there's a lot of circumstances what can let you fail. I mean, it's the weather, it's the material, it's mistakes from persons or from sport director or whatever. I mean, everything is possible, but it needs to fit real together to not to fail. And I think that is always pretty complicated puzzle. And I think one moment when you not win anymore, you realize how difficult it is to win, and how afraid you are to fail.
In cycling, we heard about sacrifice. I think that's mentioned already as well. And in business, maybe that's also where ego can possibly walk in. Is that something that you can train on to manage ego in a high-performance team?
Absolutely. And it's for me also culture and mindsets. And we have not mentioned it before, but also leadership. How do you steer on that team? Where do you have on one hand the strengths, but also which mentality do you create amongst team members? And how do you also give feedback? That sometimes, you have to put your ego aside and in the benefit of the bigger goal. But I think then there's also a nice example of a lead out, for example. Sometimes you have to, also the leader can be a lead out and work in the benefit of the bigger goal. And that's
something
nice
interesting, because in my belief, a high performance athlete is very feedback driven. They see it as a very positive thing that they can work with. Whereas in business, we see often that team members are feedback defensive, that they see it as something, as a criticism. And so that growth mindset that every top athletes just have to have, I think that could be inspiring for the business world.
That's correct. And in that sense, we also try to really install an open feedback culture. And feedback is a good thing if you bring it in a very constructive way. But we see it's difficult. It's not always in our habit. It's not always from a society perspective very feeling at ease. But it's something which can really make a difference if you do it in a proper and empathic way.
Do you agree, Danny, that top athletes, they need feedback because that's the way they can grow?
Yes, but that is also, we have meeting before the race, we have meeting after the race, and every time when something goes wrong or we need to do better, then we can discuss that pretty open. And I think in companies it's more difficult if you have 100 people and you need to organize a meeting. You know, we finish the race, we have 10 people, we put them together in one room and we say what went wrong and what went good. So nobody is afraid to give the feedback what we need.
That's also the power of immediate feedback. That's where sometimes it gets a little gray when weeks later, suddenly in a boardroom,
it pops up.
And people are like,
surprised.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that was...
Yeah, and in that sense, it makes also sense to have regular feedback meetings in general, but also regular follow-up in one-to-ones with managers as such, not only on just work, but also on habits, on attitude, on performance in general.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So regular check-ins anyway.
To make high-performing teams.
But I think it's also more difficult in your brands than... in a cycling peloton. I mean, we are also always on the way together, and the day don't finish when the day is finished. I think in the normal branch you go home, and then you're home, and you lock the door and you close your mind. But in the cycling,
you're a family.
You have the dinner together, and then next morning you have the breakfast together. So it's also easier, let's say, like that, to get the feedback.
Maybe easier, but also more intense.
Yeah.
You have to, because otherwise you can't continue, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
It depends on it. Now, high performance comes with pressure. Ellen, if we try to take away from, let's say, yoga answers, how do we keep a team healthy, literally and figuratively speaking?
Yeah. First of all, and that's my personal belief, I don't think pressure is always bad. pressure can also bring
healthy
people.
Pressure.
It's a healthy pressure can also bring people together, work on a common goal, and achieve something. Yeah, achieve something. Have a success story to share, or maybe also a failure to share, to learn from, and to get stronger as a team in the end. So in that sense, pressure is okay. In my opinion, personal opinion, but of course it should be in balance. In balance in the sense of after a time of pressure, you should have time to relax as well. Also relax between brackets, of course, as a team and to share those successes and to work on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I believe that not everybody can handle pressure. I have a lot of examples in my team that are super great riders. But if we tell them they need to win the race, then the pressure is too high and they fail structurally. And if we give them the job, what they need to do, they do it 120%. So I think, in the future, probably we have some episode with leadership. I think it's also important that the leadership knows what is the quality of the...
Who can handle which kind of pressure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
but
you need to know who can do what.
Yeah.
I see it more like the pressure of the team. And indeed, you have the strong shoulders who can
carry it,
carry more than the others. Yeah? That's indeed absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Do you feel, Danny, that there's riders who can handle the physical pressure and who are up to the task physically, but who cannot handle that mental pressure?
Yes, yes. You can really see the difference in that kind of things. And I think also you have a lot of examples also, not only in our team, but in different teams that you say, mostly lead out riders for a sprint train. The last lead out person is almost always one of the best sprinters. But if he needs to lead out, then he's 100% working for it. And if he needs to sprint, he fails a lot. And that's, you see that many times.
What's one thing or one moment where you noticed, Danny, that a team started to perform better or maybe worse by something you implemented, something you said, something you did that you started noticing, this is something that...
Yes, it's always difficult to say, but I really feel it different if the atmosphere in the team is really good and everybody feels happy, because I think performing is a lot of knowledge that you need to know from outside. But I think when the mind is not good, then you come...
You can't recover from that.
You cannot handle it. And I think that is something what you will also have in the brands probably. When somebody is not feeling happy or not feeling good, you will not see performance. And we always as team try to have a kind of a familiar atmosphere, that everybody feels comfortable, that everybody knows his job and feels respected. And I think that is one of the keys from our team. And if somebody don't feel well in the team, they will never perform.
But Ellen, that is something that needs to come organically. That is not something that you can just top down implement. That warm company culture, as we say.
I think you can lead by example.
Yes.
You can set the example, and I'm convinced it all starts with, again, strategy. It starts with leadership. So it starts at the top. Authenticity. Who do you want to be as a company? Which example do you give? How do you lead on that side? So I think it can be top down in the sense of giving the good example and creating then the culture where people can be themselves, be authentic, make failures also possible. So, and then you get a two-way direction.
Yeah, and that comes also automatically what you said, that if there is a good ambience, a good feeling, or is it, you need to do this, or we expect this, or...
Not lead by fear, but lead by example.
By passion.
By passion.
I think in our team, it's leading by passion. And if the leaderships are... People are so full from their job, what they're doing, then you pull the rest up.
Absolutely. Now, let's discover how the story ended.
Yeah, it was really special to win that race after so many years off the calendar. And a big race like this. And also like the whole team worked super hard the whole race. Also the girls who did their work in the beginning, who delivered us really good at the bottom of the Cipressa, what was a key point in the race. And then also they kept on fighting to come back of the start of the Poggio to position us again. So, and that makes it even better that it's a real team effort and everyone went all out. That's really our strength of the team, that we make each other better, we work hard for each other, and it always comes back.
Ellen, from your point of view, of course, what does this say about teamwork?
For me, it says teamwork, and the work says itself. It's all about the team. And sometimes you need to sacrifice, also between brackets, yourself due to the bigger goal you want to reach, because it's in the benefit of all, and it gives a very nice feeling of commitment and working together. And of course, the one who did the extra mile can have an extra reward on that as well, of course.
Now, what I like is that you agree a lot today, and that is a good thing. But so let's do it this way. In the rapid fire, one parallel that you like, Danny.
I think I like the familiar goals what we have, to work together, to look forward. How can we lead a company and how can we lead a team? And I think it's nice that it's almost similar with top sport and just in the brands.
Okay, same question.
For me, it's the feedback, the immediate feedback, because it's still a challenge in our business in general. And I think there we can really learn the moment you give feedback, how you give feedback, and the benefit of it.
The value of immediate feedback. Good one. A question for both of you. One red flag that tells you that a team is about to crack. That's a tough one.
Tough.
You can start.
Okay, I will. For me, it's seeing people getting sarcastic.
Ooh.
And that's for me really a bad signal when things are getting wrong. So that's
a very specific one, but a good one. Danny.
Speaking behind the back from each other. I recognize that. I recognize that. Yeah, I think that's one of the points. But also physically we can see if people getting tired.
Right.
Then we have a difficult.
Is it a motivation thing?
Certain way, yes, but not always. I mean, I think the good thing is we work with persons what are always want to get the best out of them. That's why they work in top sport also. And sometimes you just can see it's too much, that we ask too much from the riders, and that we race on race we expected that they perform well. And one moment then you can see, okay, this is actually 1 or 2 races too much, and then you lose the spirit.
Oké. Als je wilt ook die nog even dat hij gewoon zegt when they're getting tired, omdat jij dat rapper wou, hè?
Nog iets bondiger.
Ja.
Ik kan altijd wel knippen, hoor.
Ja. Oké. Danny, one red flag that tells you a team is about to crack.
It's a physically sport what we have. So if they start looking tired, we're starting to have problems.
Yes. Ellen, same question.
Actually, it's the same. It's not physical, less physical, but sometimes you also see people getting tired, and then it's really important to pay enough attention and focus.
Okay. What's a habit, maybe a daily habit from your role that prevents that crack? Something that you notice that when I do that?
For me, it's regular check-ins. Really asking, how are you doing? How are you really doing?
Okay.
Yeah, that's a little bit coming back to our feedback. That's what we do before the race. How does everybody feel? And then we know also, do they feel good or not?
And maybe finally, one question every leader should ask themselves on a daily basis, on a weekly basis?
What did I do this week to empower my people?
Danny?
Yeah, how can we become better?
Okay. Thank you so much, Ellen and Danny. And to sum things up, high performance begins with stimulating ownership. Your company culture is a good place to start. And when it comes to feedback, make sure it's with empathy, consistency, and immediate. Feedback is a gift, after all. We also heard that healthy pressure can make a team stronger, but keep it in balance. A good team cohesion can drive high performance as long as you lead with passion. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Discover the other People and Peloton episodes about cycling and business at sdworx.com or your favorite podcast platform, of course. Until next time, bye-bye.
SD Worx.